Welcome to HortTube. My name is Putnam. This is the first video in a very detailed tour video where I'm going to go through pretty much every plant in the garden, talk about how it's performed in the garden, give you some information about it. Maybe it's something you want to add to your garden. There are a lot of plants in this garden. If you've not followed along with the channel, there are actually like 372 species. That was a really rough count that I gave one day, and it's probably near 900 plants out here, actual individual plants. There are lots of annuals, perennials, shrubs, trees, things we've done, trees and shrubs that we've done interesting things to, that kind of thing. I've got the drone up above, as you can see, and I think you can probably see where I'm standing here in the front garden. I'm going to, when I walk around here, bring the drone in here closer to the front garden and just talk about, first of all, the paths that are out here and how this was done. This area, then you can see me moving up into the middle of it there. This was a turf area last year, and we came in here, got rid of the turf, added the annual borders and some perennials as well in here. This area is definitely not finished planting yet. The area back up here toward the foundation behind where the bench is definitely has a lot of opportunity. You can see the empty space out here. This was just new space that was gained this year by getting some construction done on the house, foundation painted, all those kinds of things. So again, there's a lot of opportunity there. But this path system that's in the front garden, you know, basically I've got this, you know, coming in from the street here, you know, through the little fence that was built. You know, you can come directly to the front door, or you can turn, go this way, and this path goes all the way around the house. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. And then a little path that goes to the bench over there. And then there's a narrow path here that I'm going to change in the future to some other type of material. But for now, this is the way it's been for a while. And it goes, you know, goes over here to the driveway, and across this driveway area, we have a border along the edge of the city's property right here with lots of flowering things. This is where our blueberries are and several other things. We're gonna break this garden down into little quadrants. So, you know, one video may just be this piece along the this driveway extension piece, because there are, I don't know how many plants are just in this spot. It's a lot. And so, you know, we'll, you know, again, we're gonna go plant to plant, and then I'll divide the front garden into, you know, into blocks. Maybe this is a block right here. Let's see. As we, I'm going to walk to the back to the back garden around the house. I've flown this drone for a long time, but it's still not the easiest thing when you're trying to talk at the same time while you're doing it. But we'll walk from here along this front garden path. There's a path here for the mailman. So the mailman can go to my neighbor's house. We have a walking mail route. And then a path that goes here. He probably will lose me as I go around this side of the house. Holly? She'll follow me. She'll follow me around here once she figures out I'm going. I bet you guys can probably see her on the path somewhere before I can. Now I should come into view in the back garden, and I'll set this camera down, and let me grab her real quick. Holly's back with me here. But so the patio went in this year, and it's just mixed materials. It was some leftover stones from some other things. All the bricks were recycled here on the property. And the trail system, again, coming from that side area, I think you can still see me walking here. I'm gonna come in closer into the back garden a little bit there so you can see. You know, I can come around here, and the way I did the patio was the stone goes to any place where you can exit it. So there's stone here, and then there's stone going to this path, and then there's stone going to here where the there's a bird feeder here, and then there's stone going here to this path, and then stone going into the inside. So basically it's just 5 points there for the where the stone goes, and everything else was filled in. Everything else was filled in with brick. The trail system, again, I want to be able to manage. One of the main things, in garden design is to be able to maintain it. So where the van is parked, we can dump mulch or wood chips or whatever over here on the side. Let me get a little wider view here. We can dump stuff down here on the driveway, and then basically wheelbarrow it into that front through that path system, or wheelbarrow it through here. The paths are made of wood chips. The browner, darker spaces here are hardwood mulch. And the path system allows you to, navigate, over here to the building, right? And then around the back. By having an extra path back here in the back, I'm able to make these beds smaller. And it's easier to design with the beds are not 40 or 50 feet deep. To have a little extra path through them allows you to put in some smaller material and some other interesting things. But this path comes around through here and back to the patio. And the dogs like walking on the wood chips. I like walking on the wood chips. They're soft, so all of this is soft. The wheelbarrows actually roll pretty well on it. You wouldn't think it would, but once it packs down. There's also, because we keep adding wood chips to these paths, the paths are higher than the beds. So where I'm standing is higher than the beds, and so when it rains, the water's going into the plants and not into my paths. A lot of times you'll walk the paths down so much that the paths become low, and that becomes the way the water gets out of your garden, is by leaving your plants, going into your paths, and racing off. So again, we're going to divide all of these spaces. I'll go back. Let me show you another view along this edge. Same thing over here. There's an extension, along the end of the driveway. This is where a lot of the dahlias are. And then right in front of me here is the vegetable garden. Everything over there looking pretty good. We'll go through in this set of tour videos all the tomatoes we used. I think we have certainly over 10 varieties of tomatoes, and there's a lot of them already out there. Talk about, how which ones we like so far this early in the season, and we'll break this thing down and give you a detailed view. So let me get this down here a little further in here. There you go. There's a look down on a look down directly on the patio. So thank you guys very much. Again, this was just, I wanted to do an overhead view of the garden. And here's some a little bit of video on how far this has actually come from the original drone footage that I had up above the garden. And it's been 4 years in the making, but we've pretty much got everything laid out like we'd want. But we actually have quite a few more things we're going to be doing, some compost related things and other projects that we're going to be doing. Perhaps not before this year's over, but in the future we have several more plans and several more opportunities actually out here in the garden, and we'll discuss that during these tour videos. So again, we're going to break it down into blocks and talk about every plant in the garden. So let's get started in the next video.